Is it really time to refresh your home? Welcome to JA Atelier, the podcast where intentional interior design meets mindful living. I'm your host, Jihan Askar, and I'm here with you on this journey to transform our living spaces into sanctuaries that reflect our unique story, personality, style, and lifestyle, while elevating our everyday life at home. So step inside my design workshop and let's design your home together. So this episode was actually inspired by a question that I asked on Instagram on my stories. And when I asked that question, does your home reflect you today, specifically today? And one of the answers that I got was, I'm not sure. So I thought, what about, exploring some of the signs that might show you that your home needs a refresh to reflect you. And specifically the subtle signs that it might be that time to refresh or redesign, because we all know the obvious ones, like, the functionality of a space is lacking. Something is off. You don't know where to store or organize your stuff. Something is not working for a new activity or a new person coming into that space, or something broke or is not working anymore and needs to be repaired or just replaced altogether. These are the obvious ones. But what about the subtle signs? And these signs really matter because, again, they're not very obvious, so they often creep up on us without notice. It's something that takes time for us to notice. It's not a sudden thing, but recognizing them is that first step to create a space that feels intentional and aligned and inspiring to you. And you recognize them by tuning in to what you need, but also what you want from your space. Tuning into what is your home telling you and elevating it to reflect where you are in life today and create a space that truly supports you in this new season, this new chapter, this new year of your life. So picture this. You walk into your living room. The furniture and decor are perfectly fine, but they're no longer feeling aligned with who you are now. Maybe the art on the walls feels a little outdated, doesn't speak to you anymore, or the sofa doesn't quite match the mood that you want to create in this season of your life or in that space and how you want to feel in it. So that's one of the first signs. And it's probably the biggest one. It's your style and your lifestyle have evolved. Over time, our tastes and priorities and what is happening in our life will naturally change. The decor, the furniture, the style, your design that you started or that you liked a few years ago may no longer feel like you now. Maybe your aesthetic has shifted. Could be just, for example, from like a minimalist to maybe a warm modern. I have a client who always thought she was ultra modern in style and now is gravitating towards, warmer style, a little bit even traditional, with some even vintage pieces thrown in the mix. Or your lifestyle shifted, a career change or new hobbies or a new business, or you started working from home more. You have a new focus, for example, on wellness or, a creative practice. All this might have changed the way you use and experience your space. So this is really about how all of this evolved. So it's not necessarily about starting over, but just evolving the space with you. It's about evolution, not completely starting from the beginning. Another one is you walk into, for example, your dining room, and it has all the essentials. You have a good table, comfortable chairs, good layout, but every time you host a dinner, you find yourself maybe wishing or thinking it just felt more inviting or elegant. It just, you want it to be described in a different way. You want it to feel a different way. You want a space that makes you both you and your guests feel something different, something special. So this is the second sign, which is your home feels functional but maybe lacks inspiration, again, to you. And it's a subtle one because your home is working just fine and you might even like some pieces, but just something is missing. It's not inspiring you. You don't feel connected to your home. You walk into a room and think, this works, but it's missing something and I don't know what it is exactly. We sometimes focus so much on functionality that we forget to ask whether the space feels inspiring, inviting, and creates that feeling that we're after. If you find yourself avoiding certain rooms or feeling uninspired when you're at home, maybe it's time for a change or a refresh. Another one, let's look at your bedroom. You may have a beautiful bedding, functional lighting, but the space doesn't feel quite like a sanctuary that you want to create. Maybe it feels a bit too neutral or lacks some warmth and personality that you would love in your own retreat. So this is a sign that your home feels good, it's fine, it's good enough. And this is again a subtle one because it feels okay, it feels good enough, but not great. It could be a little bit more. You could do something more with that. This is a sign that your home looks great to you or maybe to others, but it feels like it has just some untapped potential. Something could shift and make a big difference. A little change can add that pop of energy in that space, and it would really reconnect you to that space. It could be more. Maybe it feels a little bit more curated, elevated, and more reflective of your values today and what you like again today. So if you're ready for a refresh, you see that one or all of these signs apply to a space in your home or maybe your entire home, but even if it's just one room, start with one space that maybe feels the most misaligned. Go back even to the last episode where I talked about the power of focusing on one space, because that will make it a little bit less overwhelming and you just think about that space. You spend some time reflecting on what's missing and what you'd like to feel in that room. See which sign is talking to you the most in that room, and then think about what are the steps, small or big, that you could take to rethink that space. So if you're ready to refresh your home but aren't really sure where to begin, I invite you to explore my Atelier Privé. It's a private month-long design experience tailored just for you, for your space. And over the course of 4 personalized sessions, design sessions, will curate, refine, and elevate your space with intention, because we'll be focusing on that space or even a couple of spaces. It depends what you want to do, what your vision is. But we will have enough time to really go through the entire steps that I like to use and really take our time to think and plan what are the changes, what are we trying to achieve here. We will craft a vision that aligns with your lifestyle, your style today, and aspirations. And we will create a space that truly reflects you and supports you today. If this resonates with you, check the link in the show notes to learn more. Availability for January is limited to just 3 spots so that I can just focus and give full attention to your space. Anyway, I hope today's episode has inspired you to reconnect with your home and look at it with fresh eyes. Thank you for joining my atelier. If you love this episode, share it with a friend, or maybe leave a review, or click on the 5 stars to leave a star review. I'd love to hear what resonated most with you if you feel like you want to write a review for this episode. I'll see you in the next one.